In some more efforts to try and force some kind of a hostage release and a truce deal, delegations from Hamas and the State of Israel are back at the negotiations table in Cairo. Now, Israel's close ally Washington, which is also involved in these negotiations along with Qatar and Egypt, has said that it is hopeful that the two sides can close the remaining gaps. Although, remember, the Hamas officials have warned the State of Israel that the talks in Cairo will be their last chance to free up the estimated 128 hostages who are still held in the Gaza Strip. In addition to this, Hamas's official Osama Hamdan has also warned that if the Israeli military's aggression continues in Rafah, then there will be no ceasefire deal for the exchange of hostages.
If the aggression continues, there will be no ceasefire because Israelis are the ones attacking and shooting. It is normal for the resistance to respond to this aggression, to respond in defense and to respond in order to defeat the occupation.
The latest attempt to achieve a truce in the ongoing war comes at a time when the State of Israel has sent tanks into Rafah in southern Gaza, seizing the border crossing with Egypt. In an operation, the United Nations has said that it has denied access to the key humanitarian aid passage for the starving Palestinians. The Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has said that the military's capture of the Gaza-Sar, the Rafah crossing, is an important milestone for the State of Israel in dismantling Hamas. Now, Israel says that Rafah is where 4 of Hamas's battalions at this moment are stationed. Now, Tuesday's capture of the crossing, which is one of the main channels for humanitarian aid to the territory, has put the State of Israel in complete control of Gaza's borders for the very first time since it has withdrawn its troops back in 2005. Now, according to the Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, Israel will continue its operations in the southern Gaza city of Rafah until Hamas is destroyed in the area or they hand over the Israeli hostages that they still hold. But remember, Hamas has already said that it is willing to hand over the hostages to the State of Israel, provided Israel halts this war.
Yesterday, I directed the IDF to enter the Rafah area, take the crossing and carry out its mission. This operation will continue until we eliminate Hamas in the Rafah area and the entire Gaza Strip, or until the first hostage returns. We are willing to make compromises in order to bring back hostages, but if that option is removed, we will go on and deepen the operation. This will happen all over the Strip, in the south, in the center, and in the north. We know that Hamas only responds to force.
Israel has brushed off some urgent warnings from close allies, and the White House has said that Israel must in fact reopen Gaza's Rafah border crossing with the State of Egypt, and it should do so immediately. The United States, which is Israel's main military and diplomatic backer, has repeatedly said that it opposes a major offensive on Rafah, where more than 1.4 million Palestinians have been driven out of their homes after their homes have been bombed, have sought refuge. Now, the United States is voicing some skepticism about the Israeli military's moves into Rafah after Israel told them that the current operation is of a limited scope, scale and duration. Now, despite assurances from the State of Israel, according to a local hospital in the Gaza city, the Israeli air bombings have killed at least 7 more people and have wounded several others in the city. Now, the air bombing on an apartment in the devastated northern city killed at least 7 members of the same family, while eyewitnesses also reported strikes elsewhere in the Gaza Strip, particularly in Rafah. On the other hand, in a bid to provide more humanitarian aid to the war-stricken Gaza Strip, according to the Pentagon, the U.S. military has now completed the construction of its Gaza aid pier. But weather conditions mean that it is currently unsafe to move the 2-part facility into its place to provide the humanitarian aid to the starving Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.